everybody. This is Karen Oliver. You are life coaching with Karen, and you're on my channel. And I want to go ahead and get started, you all, because I have a interview in about 25 minutes. So I wanted to go ahead and get started. I actually was supposed to get started at 2, but I am here. And I hope you all are having a happy Monday. You know what today is? It is Motivation Mondays, and we are talking about how to flourish in your gifts. You all have heard me speak about flourishing in our gifts and how to flourish in our talents, and just identifying our gifts. And most of the time we already know what our gifts and talents are. Sometimes we overlook them, and sometimes, like I say, we really don't even know. But I think it's definitely important that we make sure that we are exercising in our gifts. And well, actually, we talked about exercising our gifts. We need to make sure that we are flourishing in our gifts, and we want to make sure that we're giving our gifts and talents attention, and giving our gifts and talents in what it needs. So how do we flourish in our gifts? And you all give me one moment. Give me one moment, because want to I definitely want to bring in my wisdom a family community. And I know I was already supposed to be prepared as far as bringing the wisdom family on, because we usually go have Monday motivations with LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. I'm sorry, you all. I'm just gonna turn this out. Okay. So actually, we are just gonna bring them on, and we're gonna tune in LinkedIn, you guys. So give me a moment. I'm gonna tune in LinkedIn, and since I don't see any names just as of yet. So I'm actually getting ready to bring up Instagram and LinkedIn. Sorry about that. We have the, I'm just gonna be honest, we have days where we're just not really prepared like we're supposed to be prepared. And it's kind of ironic because we do the same thing. Most of us, we do the same thing every day, especially when we have a set time and a set topic and a set date for when we go live. Like, everything is laid out. But sometimes when we go live, we're like, wait a minute, I forgot to go live on this app, because we all know there's more than one social media streaming platform. So we're going to go live here. I hope everybody is well. What's going on with the camera? Again, my camera has been acting up on my stream for some reason. Okay, there we go. I don't know. There we go. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm gonna get back into it. So I'm gonna get back into it, you all. I just had to bring the other social media apps up. Okay. All right, you all. I am back. Hello, Wisdom family. Hello, everyone on LinkedIn. Hello, hello, hello. And YouTube, you all had me first. And we are streaming live on Twitter too. So I had to take a little quick moment to make sure I got everybody on live. And actually, I only have 10 minutes. Actually, I have less than 10 minutes left, y'all. So I have probably have approximately 10 minutes. But anyway, you all, we're talking about flourishing gifts today. We know is Monday motivations, Monday motivations with me, with Coach Karen. And so we've been talking a lot about gifts and talents. We've been talking a lot about exercising our gifts and what that means for us. Um, and we already know our gifts and talents. Um, we've been exercising our gifts, but sometimes our gifts are not being used and our talents are not being used. So it's like, how do I maintain a level of flourishing in my gifts so they won't go to waste? And I know sometimes we have experienced that and we have asked ourselves that, like, how do we maintain in flourishing our gifts? And how we're going to maintain flourishing in our gifts is making sure that we are always working in them. You know, um, we're going to always make sure that we're doing something daily. We're going to always make sure that we're doing something constantly to exercise in our gifts. Why? Because that's what keeps our gifts and talents rejuvenated. That's what keeps our momentum going. That's what keeps our passion going, our consistency going in our gifts and talents. That's what helps us build our character daily. It helps us build, and build. And we know that if we don't, if our gifts and talents just lay dormant, just like our purpose are connected, our gifts and talents are connected to our purpose. So if we are just laying, everything is just laying still, everything is laying dormant, it's like there's no use and there's no exercise and there's no working in your gifts when everything is just laying still, when everything is just stuck. You haven't touched it, you haven't nurtured your gift. And it's like your gift is looking at you like, okay, when are we going to keep this momentum going and when we're going to keep this started? It's just like watering plants and watering flowers. If you don't water the plants, if you don't water the flowers, and then they won't grow and they will die out and they will look like it's wintertime. We know that the flowers and the plants, they die out um in the wintertime because it's cold and they're gonna freeze. But when springtime comes, when fall and spring comes, everything is blooming, mostly in spring. And so, but nothing is gonna bloom in the next season. Nothing is gonna bloom in the next season if you do not keep that momentum up, if you do not water and nurture, and if you do not um, plug into your gifts and talents, if you do not continue to um, practice in your gifts, work in your gifts, share your gifts and talents, and then it's just going everything is just gonna be at a standstill. So it's like we can't grow from one season to the next season. Why? because our gifts have not been nurtured. Our talents have been nurtured. They've been sitting there. They've been needing to be fed, and we have control over them. We haven't been feeding our gifts and talents, and that's what it all means. Is that the reason that everything is just at a standstill because we have not took the initiative to take care of our gifts and talents, working our gifts and talents, exercising our gift talents. We have not took the initiative to keep nurturing, keep watering, and keep feeding because we gotta feed our gifts and talents. Yes, we have a special gift and we have a special talent. We have each and every one of us have a special purpose in life. But if we do not nurture these things, if we do not take care of these things, and then nothing happens, and then we can't go from season to season, we can't grow from season to season because everything is just still at a standstill. So it's like just being stuck in that one season. And the reason why some of us stay stuck in a season more so after time is because we're not don't we are not having any change. We're not making any changes to go into our next season. So guess what? Even though the next season has rolled around, we're still stuck in the last season because we have not made any change. We have not tried to grow with the season. We have not been content with the things that we have. We haven't nurtured anything around us. Nothing has blossomed around us, and we cannot afford anybody but ourselves. And we have to take accountability of that. So, like I said, it's just like our environment. It's just like the things in society. It's just like the daily things in the environment that we live in. We can't move from one season to another. We can't nurture, what's in our path because we haven't did anything for that to obtain it. It hasn't been fed. It hasn't grew, and it's just like I said, our purpose. Like we can't leap with our purpose, and we can't um, go into our purpose being being still with our gifts and talents and not doing anything with that. And so the way that we're going to continue to maintain, the way that we're going to continue to flourish in our gifts even the more is if we've got to make sure that we're plugging at it daily. We got to make sure that we're working and that we're going harder, and we got to make sure that we are staying consistent, and we've got to be happy and flourishing. And I guess we got to embrace the season, even though the seasons are not going to be good all the time. There's going to be ups and downs in that season, but you got to stay consistent with flourishing in your authentic self and who you are, who you know that you're meant to be. What I'm saying, where your gifts and talents lies at. The passion, the drive that you have, the zeal that you have. But if you're just standing still, and if you have not moved with that season, if you have not grown with that season, and then it does nothing for you, it's like you can't even get to the next season because of things that is just still standing in that same season. And so we have to allow ourselves, and I would just want to encourage you on today that we have to allow ourselves to grow. We have to allow ourselves to move. We have to allow ourselves to maneuver. And we've got to accept the change. Because just like the seasons change, as you all who follow me, who have subscribed to my channels and social media handles, we already know that when the seasons change, we should be changing with the season. When that next season comes, we should already be ready to jump in that next season. Like we should be rejoicing and being happy, and we should have something new for every new season that comes in. Everything should be new for everything that comes in that season, because we can't go from season to season being stagnated. We have to accept where we're at in this season. We have to continue flourishing the gifts that we have in this season before we can go to the next one. Because, like I said, a new season and a new year will come, but we're still standing in the same areas. We're still standing in the same ways of not flourishing in our gifts, not doing the things that we need to be doing. And it's important for us to make sure that we are moving when we're supposed to move. And we have to be careful with moving in season and out of season too in some things. And we've got to listen clearly to where our purpose is calling. And so just be encouraged that no matter what season you're in, that you have to continue to keep flourishing, and you have to continue to keep building. You have to continue to keep growing. You have to keep reminding yourself and telling yourself that no matter what it is, I have to move into the next season, whether I don't like it or not, whether it feels good or whether it feels like it's rushed. Sometimes we can feel like things have been rushed, and some things are not being rushed. It is just the season that you're in, and some things may be moving at a pace that it's supposed to move in. I know sometimes we would worry about, most times we would worry about things taking its time and being slow, right? So when things start speeding up, we don't understand, and we saying, oh, well, this is moving too quickly. No, those things that are maybe moving too quickly is some of the things that you have supposed to already been preparing for. No, we've been talking about preparation in a lot of areas. So when things come, you got to be ready for it. You can't be standing still and not doing anything. You've got to be growing, and you've got to be flourishing, and you've got to be making a move. And it's up to us. Like I said, we have control over, our purpose in life. We have control over the things that we need to do. If you know that you have gifts and talents, you know that you need to be exercising them. You know that you need to continue to flourish. You need to continue to just soar in your purpose, soar in your gifts and talents. And then you need to do just that, because what I'm saying is that it's counting on you. Your purpose counts on you. Your gifts and talents, they're saying, hey, what are you going to do with me? How are we going to do this? How are we going to move? How are you going to help someone else? Because it's not just about you. It's about others around you who need that zeal and who need that push. So your gifts and talents is going to be like, well, what are you going to do with me? Are we still going to be in the same last 2 seasons we've been in? Lord forbid that you still in that same old season when 2, 3, and 4 and 5 seasons has passed away. And like I said, even though the new year and the new season has came, you're still in the same season. Still contemplating. You may still contemplating. You may still be procrastinating. It's time to move. It's time to move, and move in a pace where you're supposed to be. Don't try to move in a pace where everybody else is going, because you got your own direction. Everybody has their own purpose. Everybody has their own gifts. Everybody has their own talents. You have to move into a place where only your area is. You have your own area. That next person has their own area. So it's important for you to move the way that you're supposed to move, and the way that you're supposed to flourish in your gifts and talents. You can't do it like anybody else. You got to flourish in your promise. You got to flourish in your authentic self, knowing, hey, this is me. This is my talent. This is the talent that was given to me. I've got to exercise in it. I've got to run with the vision. I can't run with anybody else's vision. I have to run with my own vision. So I hope this message, you all, have encouraged you. I do have another interview in the next 5 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. But I hope this message really encourages you. Please share with someone. Thank you all to my followers, subscribers, and thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for catching the replay, viewers. And if you're just coming in, just watch the replay. But until then, I will see you all on the next video. Please, if you haven't not subscribe, like, and follow. And please share your thoughts and comment. Talk to you soon. Bye.